So one of the things I like to do is check out new tools, and this is Ryobi's Easy Clean 1 horsepower power washer, basically in a drill format. You just slap a drill battery into it, a 4 amp hour battery, and put an adapter on the end of the garden hose and quick connect it, and off you go. It's quick and easy to use. Now, there was one last year that came out. It's roughly half the price, and it's only 320 psi. This year's model is 600 psi. So it's a 600 psi power washer that is just handheld. You just grab it, plug a hose to it, and off you go. It draws 0.75 gallons per minute. So if you had 3 gallons of water, this thing, it would run for 2 minutes. And I bought it for car detailing, but I thought I would give it a try on some things around the house. All right, so let's talk about getting started with the Ryobi Easy Wash, exactly what you need to do. So this comes in one piece out of the package. All you have to do is pop the container open. It is a nice box. I've been using it for a couple of days. It's pretty sturdy. It's pretty well built. And we'll just take our battery, pop it in, close it, lock it down. And then this is the other piece that comes in the package. The nozzle just clicks on like that. To take it off, just push the button. So it clicks on like that. And that's all the prep completely. It's ready to go. Last thing you do is screw this attachment onto your hose fitting. This is a quick connect. All right, you just put it like this. And there you go. You click on, and it's ready to go. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can push this button and take that off of there, and you can remove the nozzle, which we're going to do just for the ease of, and then just take it, line up the arrows, and you can have just a nozzle on here. And then an accessory that I'm going to pick up is there's an extension, a 42-inch extension. So this is kind of like a foot-long one that comes with a kit. I have a 42-inch version of this coming, so it'll make it easier for me to reach higher points on the siding. But that's it. It's all set up. It's all ready to go. Now, the nozzle has 3 modes, okay? Rinse, we'll look at first, which is just like it says. It's for rinsing stuff down. I do like the pattern. It's got like a bunch of streams. It does spray pretty good. A little bit more of a spread and a little bit more than you would get from just a sprayer head on your garden hose. And you could, like, if you were outside doing other stuff with it, cleaning a deck or whatever, you could put it over to rinse and water plants with it or whatever you needed to do. The next mode we'll look at is 15 degree, right? And to me, 15 degree is like your typical power washer mode. It's like a flat spray, and you can see that flat pattern there, and it works good. I mean, I use this on siding. I did use it on the deck. That's what I would call your typical power washer spray nozzle. I do like it being flat as opposed to a concentrated stream. So those are these 2 jets. Now, if you take a look at these jets, see how the size that they are? This is kind of like a normal jet size. And look at the size of the turbojet. And that is because the turbojet does something really neat. And I don't love this picture because the picture makes it look like it's a broad stream with a thin line going around it. It's really not. What this is a spinning, it spins the stream into a circle. And what's good about spinning the stream into a circle is that when you're cleaning the deck off, you don't get like these lines through it. That spinning circle gives you the power to get the cleaning done, but it doesn't create those lines that you can never get out. Let me take a look at that. See that spinning action as it fires up? And this is my favorite mode. This is what I use for cleaning most of the deck. That spinning nozzle, that spinning spray pattern is just great. I like I said, I do want to order the extension so I'm not as hunched over when I'm using it. But So those are the three streams. Let's get into those are the three modes that you can put the nozzle in, and let's take a look at some footage of this thing in action. I feel like when the block was wet when I was spraying it with a power washer, you couldn't really tell how clean it was getting. But I'll show some clips at the end of the video. The original deck, the original front patio, front porch, concrete porch next to it after it dried, and oh my god, what a huge difference. So this is the 15-degree setting for the nozzle, and it works good. It was pretty effective. I use this quite a bit. For anything other than the highest power that you need, the 15-degree worked really well. I was just about done with the front porch when the first battery died. So what I did was pretty much do the whole porch in 15-degree, and then I circled back and I switched it into turbo. And turbo is really neat. It's like a circle, but it actually like moves. It's not like a fixed position. That circle kind of rotates, which is nice, especially when you're doing the wood like on the deck. It's not just a concentrated beam. The turbo circle actually moves, which is pretty neat. So this is finishing off, and then I just hit the Bilco doors real quick just because I had it out. That block, again, came out looking like it was brand new. So this is where the air conditioner sits in the summertime, and it's just all, mossed and algaed up there on the siding, and it was really pretty quick and easy. I got that done fast. So the deck is like the main attraction. This was the big thing. And so it had rained that morning, and I came out and slipped and fell on this deck. And that was when I was like, I've had it. I got to do something about this deck. And I went and I got that Easy Clean from my detailing kit. And I said, hey, let me give this thing a try and see if this thing can get the job done before I go drag the power washer out, which is buried in the garage somewhere. Let me give this thing a try, and I'll tell you, I think it did great. I mean, I don't know why you would want more power, because if you have it on turbo and you get right up close to the wood, it had the ability to splinter the wood. So to me, it's as powerful as you would want it to be. It doesn't have as broad a stream as a other power washer would, so it's not necessarily as fast, but it's so quick and easy to set up. And easy to, when you're done, to just unplug it and you're done and put the batteries on charge. I think what it lacks in a little bit in speed, it makes up for in ability. So I mean, I was very happy with it. I think it's a great tool. All right, so my initial impressions of the machine is that, yeah, it works great. I did the entire front patio with it with one battery. The wood is taking a little bit more. I want to say half of this deck has taken me 3 batteries. I got all of the algae off the siding, all the mold off the siding, all the mold off the siding under the air conditioner out front and the front porch on one battery. And then this was another 2 or 3. So I've done half of this deck. And look at that. I mean, it is pretty much like night and day. I actually slipped and fell over here because I walked up this side, and you have so much more traction over here because it doesn't have all this algae all over it like this. This moss, and look at the difference that it has made there. Now, again, this is this year's model. This is 600 PSI. Last year's, or the one that they came out with the year before, is 300. So this is the newer one. One thing about this machine that I did run into, so I used 4 batteries to do the front porch and under the air conditioner and half of the back porch. I'm going to wait till it dries so I can get a picture, but you can see the difference. One thing to be aware of, I did notice about this machine, so you have a quick disconnect for the hose. So you plug this into the hose and then it quick disconnects here. Just be aware that this quick disconnect screw, it tightens in. After my 3rd battery, this started leaking a little bit, and I was like, oh my God, I love this machine so much. Please don't tell me it's broken. It wasn't broken. This fitting right here just needed to be tightened up a little bit. You can see it's got the screw, you know, it's not so you can get a wrench on it. I just put an adjustable wrench on it, tightened it up a little bit, and boom, it stopped leaking. Now this again is the quick disconnect for your hose. There you go, you see it click on, so you just screw the hose on there. I think it's easier to take it off, screw it onto the hose, and then click it onto here. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great machine. It works almost as well as a full-size power washer. I'm not going to say it's as good as a full-size power washer, but when you get up close, I mean, look how it made that wood splinter when I got like right up close to the wood. You wouldn't want it any more powerful than that. And this thing you can just pull out, throw a battery, and off you go. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to put gas in it. You don't have to have hoses running across your yard for the sprayer and power for the you know, if it's electric. I have an electric power washer myself, and it just, you know, it takes a half hour just to set the thing up. This thing, I keep this in my detailing crate with my buffers and the random orbital. I use it for polish. You know, you just pull this thing out, throw a battery in it, and off you go. Yeah, so far it's a great machine. I mean, I've been using turbo, the turbo setting. There's turbo, there's rinse, and there's 15 degree. 15 degree works really well. I probably could have used 15 degree on the siding, but turbo is the more powerful one. On the deck, to get all of that off, we definitely needed turbo. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. I'm 100% happy with the machine and its performance, and what it's done on this deck is just awesome. I can't wait to see when this dries, this versus this, you know, and then come back and finish it and look at the original picture versus it all completely clean. So here's a picture of the front stupa, and this is concrete, and it came out great. I mean, after it dried, it looked really good. Super happy with the results. The siding came out really good. I was happy with that. I got most of the moss off of there, and again, this was pretty quick, pretty easy. But the porch was like, wow, what a transformation. I mean, it looked terrible. And the difference is just amazing. Here's a shot of half of it dry, like the difference between when I started and after being power washed with the Easy Clean. And then here's a shot of the final product, what it looked like when it was all done. What a difference. I mean, you can just walk on it, grip. It looks like a new deck, and it, you know, it's so much nicer. So that is the Ryobi Easy Clean Power Washer. I'm super happy with it. If you guys like the video, thumbs up. If you think you'd like to see more, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Kevin's Garage.